Not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Why would I have anything to say to you? All you do is lie.
What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories?
It's the role of good journalism to take on powerful abuses. And when powerful abuses are taken on, there is always a back reaction.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans. Right. You're saying that's not gain of function?
That is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially.
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
About is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
Hello, filthy, far-right, conspiracy theory-believing plebs. This is your Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, and I have a message here for the far-right community. Of course, you're not really a proper community. Communities such as yours have no place in this society, unlike the proper communities such as the Muslim community, the Jewish community, the LGBTQIA+++ community, and all of the other state-sanctioned GLOW communities that make this country great. Now, you may be aware that the three principal policies of this government are to get rid of the whites, institute net zero, and have a war with Russia. Now, it turns out that some of these very, very important objectives are now in conflict. As a result, I have been consulting with the political communities in the parliament and trying to figure out a way to keep all three of these objectives on track and going. However, it is quite difficult. It does seem that we might be at a slight impasse, having to briefly pause the net zero and anti-white stuff in order to have a war with Russia. Of course, we will be working tirelessly behind the scenes to keep these objectives alive, whilst convincing you that they have gone away. But not really. These are core ideological commitments of the UK elite, not just the Labour Party, but also the Conservative Party. You can vote for either. It doesn't really matter. There has been a terrible scandal about the shutting down of the last steel mill in the entirety of the United Kingdom. Now, while of course this does serve the objective of getting rid of whites by throwing them out of their jobs, and also serves the cause of net zero, it does rather put a crimp into supporting Ukraine and war with Russia. So we have made an executive decision to keep the steel plant open, and at the moment I am pleased to inform you that war with Russia is now our number one priority. So war against white communities will be slightly rolled back until we can get a nice war going and start drafting them to go and die in Ukraine. I hope you realize there is no escape. You will be diversified and your communities will be no more. Thank you very much. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you to Keir Starmer. You hear it straight from the horse's mouth, mate. He's very, very candid on these shows. He says things that he wouldn't normally say. I think it's the brain chip interface. He sort of lets his inner self come out and say whatever he wants. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you all had a great weekend. Tonight we have what do we got? Oh yeah, right. So net zero has reached its inevitable sort of endpoint. I mean, I don't know, what the fuck? I mean, yeah. Honestly, it's probably just a mistake, bros. No one in government probably realized that by shutting down all the industry, you'd shut down all the industry. Very easy mistake to make, right? Honestly, right? I mean, who would have thought that by shutting down all the industry and jacking taxes and electricity prices, you'd shut down all the industry? Government's a very, very complicated thing, So, honestly, right, we really shouldn't have anything to comment on it, right? Do you have a PPE degree from a third-rate university in the UK? No. So shut the fuck up. Who are you to pass judgment on government policy, right? Yes, UK Steel is basically, British Steel is on the verge of shutting down their last plant in Scunthorpe. Yes, that is a real place name. After being sold to the Chinese, because why not, right? I mean, why not? The Chinese are basically like, it's losing money. We're going to shut it down. And so the government raced to Parliament, hold an emergency session in order to keep it open. Probably more out of prestige than anything. And also, of course, the war with Russia, very, very important kind of stuff. It's been fixed now, apparently. So that's great. We'll be going into that. Secondly, no, actually, that's our second story. Our first story, Birmingham is garbage kid. Yes. A binman strike in Birmingham is basically sort of drawing shades of the winter of discontent. This is basically the shitstorm that happened under James Callaghan, the Labour Prime Minister, just before Margaret Thatcher got into power, where the unions took such control over the UK, over Britain, that basically garbage started piling up in the streets. There were blackouts. So, basically England about a year from now, pretty much, right? We got some stuff on that. Oh my god, it just looks terrible. Fortunately, of course, Birmingham is still very, very majority white ethnic. There are no ghettos or ethnic enclaves in Birmingham. No, of course it's not. It's Muslim as hell. It's just, honestly, this has to be seen to be believed, right? I used to joke that the UK was a second world country. Well, it is rapidly 2.5th world and sliding towards the third world, or some kind of like socialist hellhole, right? Where there are brief sort of small pockets of incredible luxury surrounded by an ocean of misery, poverty, and sadness. That's how they like it. That's how the socialists like it, bro. Right? Oh, God. And yeah, in the UK, yeah, so that's it. That's what we've got up tonight. More on the eternal shitification of the UK. Oh, God, I hate it here, bros. Honestly, it just gets worse and worse. Anyway, let's say hello to everybody in the chat. On Rumble, Fox39 Forever, The Texas Man, good to see you, mate. Captain Crisps, White's Torch, Sadie Sapiente, Yes, the Eunuch. I will not be on Discord and Dragons tonight. I'm gonna have a bit of a relax and get to grips with Cyberpunk 2077. But you should all go watch if you don't have anything better to do. I'm sure it'll be a great show. Who got on tonight? Yes. Proper Pictures. Good to see you, Geese. Haven't seen you around for a while. You can't escape the news vortex, mate. He's back. He's sucked back into the news vortex. I think that's everybody on Rumble. On YouTube, we have Herr Otto Stormhart, Rat Fun King. Hey, Rat Fun King, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're well, mate. The Shade Master, Cyberchat Internal Affairs. Hey, man. I like that Birmingham song you did. I'll be playing that. Evil Author 1776. Simon JJ, good to see you, Simon. Bas Klutwijk. Who else we got? Robert Verlinden. Yiz again. And Budgie Burger. Good to see you all, guys. Thanks for coming. And on Odyssey, we don't really seem to have anyone. I know you're out there. I see the metrics. I know you're lurking. That's totally fine. That's totally fine if you want to lurk your way around there. Today's meme. I quite like this one. Man on psychiatrist's couch. I just think government is corrupt and can't be trusted, Therapist. This man is obviously a psychopath. Obviously! What kind of crazy person would think the government is corrupt and can't be trusted? They need very serious brain surgery. Don't you know, bros? Jeez, mate. Fuck. Oh, God, it's getting bad. It's getting bad here. Right, so let's start with Birmingham. Oh, my God. The UK's second largest city behind London. And this is basically the state of things. They're calling the army to tackle the Birmingham bin crisis. The army is not yet in the streets actually picking up garbage at the moment. They will be doing a logistical role. But this thing has been basically going on for months, right? There was like a strike and then a walkout. And then the government offered the union more money, and the union's like, nah, screw you. What are you going to do without us, right? It's a union job. And now they've all basically walked off indefinitely, right? So there are now more than 17,000 tons of garbage rotting in the streets of Birmingham. No doubt improving the real estate prices immeasurably. Fuck. Oh my God. So yeah, they're like, they're like, oh, we're going to get the soldiers in to do logistics. Yeah, but who are you going to actually get to pick up the garbage, right? They are probably going to have to seriously get in the army at some point, right? This is just insane. It's a massive health risk. Oh, it's fine, right? You know, it's only the UK's second largest city. Fuck. What a meme country we have become, bros. Like, oh my god, right? Oh yes. I say we are a first world country. We are going to go to war with Russia. Nigga, you can't even fucking like pick up the garbage in your second largest city. Imagine, I don't know what the second largest city in Russia is, right? Like, what, like, I don't know, Vladivostok, it can't be like, you know, but imagine, you know, Russia's second largest city or China's second largest city, right? Or America's, I don't know, America's got its own fucking problems. What's America's second largest city? I could see this happening in New York, actually. The move to draft in military personnel risks inflaming tensions between Labour and its union paymasters, with one Labour frontbencher accusing Unite, that's the union, of holding Birmingham's 1.2 million residents to ransom. What do they want? They want more money. Now, just as a little aside here, this is one of the big problems with fiat money inflation, right? So the government prints more money, right? They buy up a bunch of stuff. This causes the prices of everything to go up. As a result, right, people need higher wages in order to keep up. The unions agitate for higher wages. Eventually, the government rolls over and gives the higher wages, but this causes the prices to rise even further. Not only that, once you've given a price rise to some people who work for a union, you have to give price rises to everyone, right? And it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, right? It could also prove costly to the taxpayer. Oh, it's not their money. Who gives a fuck about the tax? Well, what have the taxpayers ever done for us? Right? Like, come on, taxpayers. Who needs them? Shut up and give us your money. They've declared a major incident. They walked out, the bin workers walked out indefinitely on March 11th. So it's been over a month. The entire city of Birmingham has had no waste disposal at all, and they already had strikes throughout January and February. Ms. Rayner, oh my god, that crazy woman. What the fuck does Rayner do? My brain has like, chat. Someone in the chat must be able to tell me. She has urged striking staff to settle with the council, with a ballot on a partial deal to be held on Monday. I guess that's today. I'm gonna guess that it hasn't gone through. What are you gonna do, right? So Texas man, LA is the second largest city. Okay, well I could totally see that in the US. Says Sabian today, bullish for rats. Yeah, I mean, right? Like, buy rat futures, I guess, right? Like if you can take a bet on the internet on the number of rats in Birmingham, maybe on like, Kelsey or something like that, right? You could make a tidy sum. Now, I mean, like, look, the military has been called in to help with public emergencies over the years, but this is a bad look, bros, okay? Especially under a Labour government. This is very winter of discontent, right? The rubbish needs clear, Farage, I suppose he'd probably keep the garbage off the streets. I don't know. I don't trust Farage as far as I can fucking throw him. The rubbish needs cleaning and the rats need killing because it's a public health hazard. Well, yes. Thank you, Mr. Obvious. Fucking hell. Having to call up the army is like a terrible indictment, blah, 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 blah. There has to be a negotiated settlement. It's not right that a small number of people are holding 1.2 million residents to ransom. Oh, that's a very interesting argument. Can I use that argument against the government then? Can I? It's not right that a small number of people sitting in that building in London are holding the entire country to ransom? Oh, yes, no, probably a conspiracy theory. Probably far right. Perhaps I should just shut up. Keir Starmer bot come through my door. It's not just an inconvenience, it's an embarrassment. Yeah, damn right. Okay, and to be clear, everyone around the world is mocking the UK now. It wouldn't be so bad if, they didn't go around, like, being so highfalutin all the time and being like, hey, don't you know, we are one of the world's premium democracy. You need to do as we say. And you're like, what the fuck? Why the fuck are we listening to you? Can't even, like... Oh, dude. Oh, my God. Yes, the weather has been nice in London, Stan. Oh, and 007 is in the YouTube chat. Sara, good to see you. And Ardent Party, good to see you as well, mate. So, right, okay, let's see. What else have we got here? Oh, yes, they have rejected the deal. I was just about to say, what's happened to the deal? Well, it turns out the union's like, nah, fuck you. Fuck you, right? You know, we need more money. What is it that they want, right? Are they just trying to partial deal on pay protection, totally inadequate offer that still included substantial pay cuts. Yeah, that's right. So Birmingham Council basically went bankrupt. Nothing to do with, diversity and, migrant corruption or anything like that, right? Like, just happened, right? Now, normally, of course, they would just raise more taxes, but everyone is basically broke. As a result, they've had to cut pay for a bunch of people. And the union's like, nah, we're not going to do that. It's the council's fault. Don't look at us. Give us more money. This could spiral out of control. Usually what happens in this case, by the way, is that eventually the central government is forced to bail them out because they can't just let like an entire city go to the wall. And of course, all the, unions, they know this, right? So they just hold out. They're like, look, if shit gets bad enough, you're going to be forced to give us money. Transport for London, who runs the London subway, the tube, as they call it, has basically been doing this shit for like ages, right? You just blackmail the government, and sooner or later, they kind of like, they have to submit. Right, let's see what else we got. Yes, Birmingham. That bastion of English. Bastion of English culture. Jeez, look at this shit, man. Oh, dude. So like these areas, Sparkhill, they're all Muslim, right? Like they're just completely Muslim dominated, right? Look at this shit, man. My God. It's insane. I guess all the whites have their own area out in the suburbs, right? Like, fuck. Fortunately, of course, because everyone on the earth is exactly the same, there is absolutely no connection between the high numbers of Muslims living in Birmingham and any problems that might have resulted, and you are a racist for even suggesting that. Okay? Okay. Cthulhu loves you. Good to see you as well, mate. Good to see you. So you want to see some pictures of Birmingham? You should come and stay, bros. It looks delightful. Come to sunny Birmingham. The stench of England in your nostrils.
Time and again, people keep complaining to me that Britain's streets are covered in litter. So I've come here to Handsworth in Birmingham to see for myself. And these are some of the filthiest streets in the country. People should not have to live like this. The people who are doing this are getting away with it, and the council seems to be doing absolutely nothing. If you think this is bad, wait till you see what happened around the corner the other day.
Filth piled high on a residential street and left there for days on end. This is how some people are living in parts of Britain today. This vandalism of our streets can't continue. This is the scene of that fly tipping. Months later, it still looks like a complete disgrace. It's literally got so bad that there's tyres, dirty underwear lying on the street, and the Labour Council is doing nothing about it. Fly tipping and littering is rife in Birmingham. Good, law-abiding Brits are furious that their street...
So yeah, Cthulhu loves you. You worked in Sparkhill. Oh, mate. How was it? Give us your impressions. You can be our roving correspondent, mate. It doesn't look it doesn't look very haram. No, wait. No, haram is like the bad thing. Oh God, what's the Muslim word for like totally allowed? Oh God, I should really. I mean, living in the UK, I really should know this stuff. Here's a bit of some background on it.
Hi, Peter. It's a very serious and significant problem, and there's a number of issues that are going on. On the one hand, there's a question of all the devolution, which I'll come back to the question of the national government and local authorities and councils. But here we have Birmingham City Council, who managed to waste 100 million on an IT scheme that they had to then jettison. They're spending another 45 million on a new one. They've spent hundreds of thousands on EDI, equity, diversity and inclusion, and 100,000 equity like diversity SAR, yet at the same time slashing social care, not being able to deal with provision of services. Now, what we now see is a situation where there's been a call for Angela Rayner to intervene. The head of Unite has written a letter to her saying, you know, this needs to get resolved. Now, obviously, at one level, everyone wants it to get resolved, absolutely, immediately. The question is, though, what that means. What does resolution mean? We've got a situation, Peter, where the government is bailing out a number of councils to the tune of 1.5 billion, but the spending, the efficiency, the questions of where that money's spent on citizens, on residents, is very questionable. It's inefficient. People are not being held accountable. There's a whole range of bureaucracy, and there's too much ideology, and it needs to get resolved. In many ways, we need a Doge for Britain.
Oh yeah, mate. I'm sure that's going to happen any day now. Hey, I'm on TV talking about the stuff that needs to happen. That absolutely won't happen, right? Like, I mean, oh fuck, mate, right? Like, yeah. So look, Birmingham Council is like massively corrupt. Spent all of its money. It's went into bankruptcy. The whole city is basically failing. Fortunately, though, diversity is our strength, right? So all of the diversity is definitely going to help. Cthulhu loves you. What were you saying? Lot of Somalis. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. What else have we got here? Oh yeah. It's really bad, bro. It's fuck.
They have shit like this. Here's the rubbish. Look at that. Like, what the actual fuck? Slum behaviour. Take a trip to fucking show ya how disgusting this shit is. Yeah. Now tell me what the fuck is this? Fucking slum. Absolute trash. Look at this. Can't even walk on the pavement.
Sorry about the volume being so low on that one. I still haven't fixed the volume. Oh, we have a super chat from Texas Man. $3. Mr. Fist loves the BBC. Oh, I do. You know how much I love the BBC. Thank you, Texas Man. And if you would like to contribute some money to the channel to keep me alive, and in nice gin and stuff, please donate via Entropy. I will send you, the fist of love, something like that, right? Like, it would be very, very much appreciated. Thank you very much, Texas Man. Right. I think I've got like more clips of this insane shit. Oh yeah, God, look at this. So this is from LBC, right? Sort of massive shit libs, basically, right? They don't seem to understand. Now, like, just watch this clip. I've got a couple of these, right? The locals, they just totally ignore the whites. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Like, oh, it's, what's that white guy saying? Who gives a fuck, right? Like, it's, they're, right? just check this clip out.
Is with me. Door open. Rubbish everywhere. Oh, hello, sir. You work in the butchers, obviously, or are you just carrying around a sheep? Looks like a goat. So people are trying to...
The way he doesn't even look at him. He's like, out of my way. Why do he, what are you doing around here? This is our fucking country now. The guy's like, oh, goodness me. What is this, right? Like, my ideology has told me that diversity is our strength. All those foreigners, they should be so grateful. We let them into our country. Yeah, move, Kafar. Yes, thank you, Ardent Party. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Do their job and go about with their businesses. You've got a greengrocers over there that's selling fresh fruit and vegetables outside. One wonders about whether the rats have had a good go at that. There's a butcher's next door, which has got the doors with me. Door open.
Halal butchers, rat and garbage problem. Run by Somalis. I see absolutely no problem with that, bros. Tasty. Fucking jeez. Oh my God. But who's even going to report them if there's like any code violations, right? Like, you know, cops aren't fucking going anywhere near that like area, right? They've already almost certainly got negotiated policing going on there at the moment, right? So if the cops go in, you know, they get permission from the local imam or something. This is fucking insane. And look, this is another example of what I'm talking about. There's a woman here at like the sort of the garbage pickup center saying like, you know, look, don't dump your garbage. The trucks have already been. Woman comes up, doesn't speak a lick of English, right? Just totally ignores her.
The trucks aren't coming later tonight. I'm just not telling people because they'll just carry on dumping.
Yeah.
The trucks have gone. Please take your rubbish away. No. Take it away.
No. You know, she said that she's bringing from, you know, these youngsters here from all the way because the truck was here.
The truck's gone. Yeah.
The truck's gone, though.
No, she doesn't, you know, but the truck was here.
The truck's gone. I'm sorry, no rubbish.
She'll tell everyone.
The trucks have gone already. So unless you're going to come back to help clean all this up, please don't dump.
Okay.
The truck.
Okay. We don't care. Oh my God. And the thing is, right, the woman saying it has got is that a hijab? I don't know. She's got a head covering as well. It's probably mandatory in that area. Bloody hell. Fucking insane. But not all of the Muslims, you know, hashtag not all, are as cool with the garbage. There's this gentleman pointing out how like garbage is haram.
Birmingham as a whole, we Muslims are responsible to keep this city clean. Unfortunately, we are one of the main reasons why this city has become unclean. We do not care. We become negligent. We let the rubbish just lie on the roads and we litter. Just look at Stratford Road. I was cleaning up some of Stratford Road today. People think I've gone mad because I'm picking up litter, but they don't know that the minimum of Iman is removal of harm from the streets.
Now, I mean, that says a lot. Right? That people are looking at him like he's gone mad because he's picking up garbage, right? So this is extremely unusual behavior for this community, right? I mean...
So there's much more to be said. We found gas canisters here on the road as well while we've been, and iftari food and... Yeah, so you get a van like this or a car. Every Pakistani household has 3 cars nowadays for some reason, yeah? Blocking up the roads.
Yeah. How is it that every Pakistani asshole is able to afford 3 cars while everyone else can't afford 1? I guess it's a mystery, bros. I guess it's a mystery. You know, perhaps like Ancient Aliens could do like a show on it or something, right? I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's probably aliens.
True. So go on Tisley Tip or book your slot, take all the rubbish and make the effort of taking the rubbish yourselves. Do not leave it to the next person. You know, this sloppy behavior of leave it to the next person, leave it to the next man. This all needs to stop.
Well, we found the, like, one reasonable Muslim in Birmingham, right? I mean, you know, you can say, I guess, bro. I mean, you know, it's not up to us, obviously. 007 was saying Iman is faith, so he's saying it is a religious duty to keep the place clean. Well, I presume that depends on what country you come from. Cyberchat AI made this, which is pretty fucking cool. Bit of a Smiths retrospective for you all. Wait, hang on, let's turn the volume up.
It took a tattooed girl from Birmingham to really, really open your eyes. Oh no.
Very nice. That should be longer. Cyberchat, make a longer version. Now, this of course has shades of the winter of discontent. The period between 1978 and February 1979, characterized by widespread strikes by private and later public sector trade unions demanding pay rises greater than the limits that Prime Minister James Callaghan and the Labour Party had been imposing against the Trades Union Congress to control inflation. It never changes, bros. It never changes, right? And back then, right, like, you know, coffee in London would have probably been like, what, 25p or something, right? Now it's like $4. £4. It's fine. It's fine, bros. It's fine. Some of these industrial disputes caused great public inconvenience, exacerbated by the coldest winter in 16 years, in which severe storms isolated many remote areas of the country. This was so bad that it basically forced the resignation of James Callaghan. This was the famous newspaper thing that was allegedly his undoing. He was asked by a journalist, what about the crisis? And he was like, crisis? What crisis? And everyone's like, oh God, just fuck off. And so he stepped down. I don't think this is going to happen with Starmer. In fact, I don't know why it was that he actually stepped down, honestly, right? Surely he could have just been like, well, fuck you. What are you going to do? I'm Prime Minister. But, and then we got Margaret Thatcher and things seemed to be all right for a while. Anyway, enough about that. On to our second in-shitification of Britain story. Starmer recalled Parliament. For the first time in many, many years. Right? They had to work on a Saturday. What was the emergency, bros? The rape of young white girls. Net zero. The crashing of the economy. Mass migration. No! It was the potential shutdown of the UK's last steel plant. Really shows you what the priorities are, right? And this would have made the UK the only G7 country that couldn't make its own steel. And I think this would probably be more to do with the actual thing, right? They let the last oil refinery shut down. That was fine, but still, we have to have steel. How are we supposed to make weapons for Ukraine, right? First time in 7 months. No, I think it was longer than that. Rat Fun King. Where does it say? It doesn't say. Anyway. So basically, British Steel is going to be taken into government receivership. It's not profitable. It was bought by the Chinese, by a company called Jingye. And then Jingye is like, oh yeah, this isn't profitable. That stuff that you need to keep the plant going, to keep the furnace going. We're not paying for it. You can fuck off, basically. Now, just to give you a bit of a summary, steel furnaces, they've got to keep going all the time, right? If you shut them down, then, because they're basically just like a big sort of bowl, a big sort of chamber filled with molten steel. You pump pig iron pellets and coke, which is a specific kind of coal, into them, right? It heats up. The coal liberates nitrous oxide, something like that. That oxygen then bonds with the pig iron and makes for molten steel. And you suck it out the bottom, one of those water things you get in offices, basically. And you pull some off, but you got to keep it going all the time. Very, very carbon intensive, bros, right? If only the Industrial Revolution had never happened, bros. And of course, we can't mine coal in the UK. It's not very green. So instead, we ship it over from China because that's green, apparently. Oh, fuck me. I hate how fucking stupid everything is. So yes, they recalled Parliament on Saturday. With Donald Trump's trade war, meaning we need more steel, not less. So not for any other reason, right? Not, to keep your country literally going or any of that shit. Nah, because of Donald Trump's trade war. The future of British steel hangs in the balance. There's no time to waste. Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff in this country that hangs in the balance and there's no time to waste. But, priorities, right? So basically, they basically sort of saved it. Even after they let, the second last steel mill shut down and the last oil refinery shut down, and they blocked a new coking coal mine. I got some stuff on that as well. So the government scrambled. Blast furnaces have been making steel in Britain for 300 years. I don't know, sounds a bit racist, sounds a bit colonialist, sounds a bit like it needs to be reimagined, bros. No, Rat Fun King, you were incorrect. This weekend, Parliament would sit for the first Sunday in decades, bros. In decades. Very, very important. How are we supposed to have a war with Russia if we can't make our own steel, bros? Some people have been saying that the legislation that got passed is like massively open-ended. What a surprise, which could lead to the government nationalizing like a whole bunch of shit. I don't know whether it's good or bad at the moment, right? At least if they nationalize stuff, the government can probably alter the rules. This is like a thing, by the way, that happens like in the UK basically all the time, right? So Labour will get in, they'll nationalize a bunch of like critical stuff, right? It will run, but it won't make money, right? Then the Conservatives will get in, they'll sell it off to private companies, right? The private companies will realize that it doesn't make money after asset stripping it, everything out of it, and then Labour will come in and they will renationalize it. This has literally happened to the railways like 5 times at this point, right? Like it's, it's a circle of life. It's beautiful, beautiful in its way. Let's see what else we got here. So yes, Parliament has approved the British Steel Bill, and they've locked out the Chinese, apparently. I mean, you could very, very easily say that this was Chinese sabotage. Obviously, the Chinese aren't very popular at the moment. I don't know, could be, right? Like, wouldn't put that anything past the Chinese. So it's passed. It has, it is awaiting a royal assent. Starmer, of course, came out bold, announcing this incredible measure that he's passed through Parliament.
I judged yesterday that it was right that we acted immediately to take control.
These are our last blast furnaces, and without them the UK will not have the ability to produce primary steel. It's vital for national security, it's vital for the national interest, and it's vital for our community.
After months of uncertainty for the workers, it's just nice to know that they've got a bit of stability back.
The atmosphere at work completely changed. Having the Prime Minister coming up so soon really is reinforcing that the government are on our side.
We've got a future for the steelworks in Scunthorpe and making steel.
I don't know, bros. A lot of white people in that video. That won't do. Look, white. Look at all those whites. Maybe once they nationalize it, they can get rid of all those people and make it a bit more diverse, right? I mean, it's only fair, right? Oh my God. China is basically saying the UK shouldn't politicize trade. Apparently, the government's saying we need steel for 1.5 million homes to house all those migrants that we brought in. Oh, my God. And basically what's happened is that they have bought a shitload of stuff from Japan. I believe... Wait, have I got that? I got that article. Yes, basically, right. So even though, of course, the UK has its own coal, they bought a buttload from Japan. Because reasons, right? Because the last coal mine, right, that the UK tried to open for coking coal, right, set an adverse international signal, according to climate campaigners. This is from July last year. And they sued to stop the opening of this coal mine that had already been approved. And then it was scrapped after the court said, no, you can't do it. This is an increasing sort of thing in the UK and many other countries. It's not really the politicians that run shit. It's the judges that run stuff. And of course, they're unaccountable and they're basically like there for life. So, they do not have to be sort of cognizant or respond to public opinion or public grievances. And of course, because of the net zero stuff, they basically said, we've got to ban coal mines. It's okay. We can still buy the coal from Japan or China or whatever. Oh my God. And of course, this is all down to Red Ed Miliband, the Secretary for Energy and Starvation and Net Zero. So yes, they just closed the last UK coal-fired power plant last September. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's going to be great, bros. And don't worry, apparently they are going to make new plants that are going to run off electricity. No, for real. arc-fired power plants, they're called, right? They're just big, they runs off tons of electricity, and they don't make new steel, they recycle old steel, right? Now, the more observant of you among the audience might notice a slight problem with this. It's probably fine. I don't imagine that literally an entire steel furnace running off electricity would possibly cost very much at all. Fuck me. This is just, man, this is, we are starting to get to like Mao Zedong, like Maoist China levels of retardation. Honestly. Although some people are basically saying that this is sort of a victory of common sense over net zero. There have been sort of rumblings in the background of a sort of war, a shadow war, as it were, between Tony Blair and Ed Miliband, who have had a feud for a long time, and that this might signal, you know, the end of sort of the worst of net zero. I don't know. I doubt it, right? Because, you know, I think the UK's already signed up to a bunch of international treaties. They've already passed a bunch of, like, laws saying they have to, you know, get to net zero by 2050. You know, I mean, they could just repeal the laws, but they're not going to do that, right? You know, they make laws. They don't repeal them. Fucking God damn it. God damn it. So, yeah. So, anyway, right. Enough of that. Our final story tonight. Douglas Murray versus Joe Rogan. Oh, I skipped this in the intro. Why did I skip this in the intro? I got the brain farts, bros. So this has been going around the internet. I thought I'd just cover this. It's like quite amusing. Douglas Murray went on Joe Rogan to defend the state of Israel and its slight boo-boo with Gaza. Look, it's hardly even like a war, really, right? You know, right? Like, you know, it's just a few missiles being traded from either side, right? Like, you know, it's don't call it a genocide, right? To call it a genocide would, you know, imply that we knew what we were doing. It was just a happy accident that we happened to level the entirety of Gaza. I got a bunch of clips. Now the reason, like, I sort of want to show this, apart from the fact that it's going around the internet, is that Douglas Murray in these clips, I haven't managed to watch the whole thing. I couldn't get past, like, you know, about 15 minutes in. He is so fucking insufferable. He demonstrates a lot of rhetorical tricks that you see increasingly in the media today, right? There's a new one coming out, right, that Zelensky actually used when he was had that bust up in the White House with Trump, right? Where, like, JD Vance came out and said, like, you know, blah, 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 blah. And Zelensky was like, you know, have you even been to Ukraine? Right? How can you make a comment on Ukraine when you have never been to Ukraine? We just want to piss. And JD Vance was like, look, I don't want to go on your fucking propaganda tour, right? And Vance was absolutely correct, right? Much like the Israelis, of course, are also notorious for this, right? They take people on these Potemkin village propaganda tours, right? They hold their hands. And Douglas Murray, of course, is really, really into this, right? When the war broke out, you know, he was on the ground with a microphone pretending to be like basically like a CNN reporter with his little like hard hat on and being like, you know, rah, rah, rah. You know, it's terrible. So let's play a few clips, shall we?
Can I ask you something?
Yes, sir.
Since the war in Israel began and since the war in Ukraine began, you've had quite a lot of people who are very against both in different ways.
Yes.
Do you think you've had enough people on who are supportive of either war?
I don't know that word enough, if that's a good word.
Let's say enough people who are on the side of Israel instead of wild critics.
Well, I've had a few. I mean, I believe God Sad is on the side of Israel. For sure. Jordan is on the side of Israel.
Yeah, Mike Baker, Coleman Hughes.
Yeah.
Coleman did it for like 20 minutes, so it wasn't why he was here.
No, I mean, none of them is why they're here. You know, it's a good question.
Do you think you've tilted one way?
Me personally?
No, just with the guests you've had.
The guests? Yeah, probably more tilted towards the idea that perhaps the way they've done it is barbaric.
But why do you think that is? Just out of interest. I'm just interested in your selection of guests because you're like the world's number one podcast.
Yeah, it's not. I don't.
Now, this is literally right at the start, right? Like, Murray comes in hard, and he's basically straight to Joe Rogan, right? Why have you not had more Zionists on defending the war against Gaza? And Joe's like, yeah, I mean, you know, you are doing some really bad stuff there, right? Don't worry, bros. Douglas Murray is there, you know, to, you know, saying him it up for him.
I don't think about it that way. I just think I'd like to talk to this person.
But Can I just...
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
it's your
sure,
show, but
sure,
if you're going to interview historians of the conflict, or historians in general, why would you get somebody like Ian Carroll? Or
Yeah, but Ian Carroll, I didn't bring him on for that purpose. I brought him on because I want to find out, like, how does one get involved in the whole conspiracy theory business? Because his whole thing is just conspiracies.
Sure.
You know?
But do you have any... I mean, there's been a tilt in the conversation, both conversations, in the last couple of years, and it's largely to do with people who have appointed themselves experts, who are not experts.
You mean like Ian? I don't think he appoints himself an expert in anything.
Who's that other dude who thinks he's an expert on Churchill?
Daryl Cooper does not think he's an expert.
In fact, I think it's everybody else is always calling him an expert, and he's like, I'm just a history.
Have you ever absorbed any of his material? Have you ever consumed any of his podcasts or anything like that?
I tried.
Yeah?
It's pretty hard to listen to somebody who says, I don't know what I'm talking about, but now I'm going to talk. Or I don't know about this, or I'm not capable of debating this historian, but I'm going to just tell you what I think.
Yeah, but that's not exactly what Daryl was saying. I mean, Daryl's point of view, however you feel about this, what Daryl's saying is he doesn't really like doing debates. He likes to do long format stuff where he can really explain his position.
If you throw a lot of shit out there, there's some point at which I'm just raising questions is not a valid thing. You're not raising questions. You're not asking questions. You're telling people something.
Do you think Daryl's doing that?
I think there's a whole bunch of guys doing that. I think Dave is doing that, very obviously. Dave's a comedian, but he's now mainly talking about Israel.
Now, basically, Murray is saying, you know, look, you're not an expert. What are you doing saying stuff? You know, you don't have a degree. By the way, I'd just like to point out, Douglas Murray's entire credential past is he has an undergraduate degree in English from Oxford University. So, right, in his universe, I am actually more credentialed to talk about this topic, since I have a degree in international relations, than he does. I'm sure he wouldn't see it that way, right? I am absolutely sure that I am one of those people, with my millions of followers, obviously, right? I'm one of those people that he is talking about, right? Just, you know, just asking. It's very, very dangerous for our democracies, bro. Wait, hang on. Where's the next one? So he really, really, really likes Robert Linden. I bet that came in handy. Yeah, it did. It did. Except, of course, I couldn't actually go into the industry because I don't have the right political opinions. So, you know, I was thinking maybe I'll go and like work at a glow org or something, and then like COVID happened, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't trust any of you. Just for that very, very brief moment, right? I was like, oh, you know, maybe the world is okay, right? Like maybe it's okay to trust the government. And then COVID happened. Yeah.
That he wasn't anti-Semitic until the Holocaust. There were no speeches of Hitler's in the 1930s.
No, again, this is...
No.
No,
he said he was not public about it.
He said he was downplaying it to win over... He said there was a period where he was downplaying it to win over popular support in Germany. It was his argument.
There is no historian of World War II who thinks that Hitler was downplaying anti-Semitism in the 1930s. That was what he was doing. He wrote a book about it in the 1920s. He got to power on it, and he grew his power on the back of it. The idea that you can argue that in the 1930s, Adolf Hitler was downplaying the anti-Semitism, like, there's no historian who would agree with that. So why would you throw out the idea that in the 1930s, Hitler was not being anti-Semitic in public? That was what he was doing in public. He announces to the German parliament what he wants to do. So when you're throwing out claims like he was keeping it down in the 1930s, first of all, what are you doing? And secondly, why?
Okay. I mean, I think that it's kind of hard because I don't even know exactly what Daryl's point on that was. And so I'm not really in a position to argue what he was saying there. I don't think you're giving him the most charitable interpretation.
I don't need to give him the most charitable interpretation to be able to see what he's doing.
Okay, I think you're straw-manning him, I should say.
Look, anyone can look up what he said on this show and others, what these two guys in particular have said on repeated podcasts with both of you. It's an attempt to downplay Hitler and always to do down Churchill.
I don't think you downplayed Hitler.
You're saying I've downplayed Hitler?
No, I said in conversations with you and others, this is the shtick of these guys. They've decided it's edgy and funny, and I think this is very, very interesting and also very dangerous because we live in an era now that the right has got some mojo back in America. We saw years of crazy left overreach where they tried to make us all say the craziest things. And completely predictably, there are now figures on the right playing with really dark and ugly stuff on their side.
I agree
and
with
they
that.
are mainstreaming
I don't
this,
think
and I
Daryl's
think it's
doing that.
partly being mainstreamed by the two people I just described. And both of you have kept speaking to these people, and you don't.
Oh, and both of you refuse to cut these people out of your life. Jesus fucking, I mean, is this literally the woke right? You know, they're always banging on. How can you still be speaking to people who have said this stuff? Like, oh my God, right? Like, oh God, he's so insufferable. I reckon he wanted to do, go on against Daryl Cooper. But Daryl Cooper would probably be like, no, I don't do that stuff. Fuck off, right? So he's arguing with Dave Smith about someone who isn't even in the room, right? Like, oh my God. Of course, there was just a bunch of like stuff. Murray kept doing this sort of thing at one point. I'm not sure if I've got the clip, but Dave Smith was basically talking about how all the wars that the US has gotten into were like really disastrous and were built on lies. And he's like, we went to war. And then Murray's like, you know, what do you mean we, right? Like you didn't go to war, right? And Dave's like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? It's common to say, right, like when you're a member of that country and that country goes to war, you say we went to war, right? Like you've got to pay the taxes for it, right? It is your kinmen that get killed in the war. It's a we thing, right? And he's like,
Hold on. You got to stop interrupting and let him finish the sentence.
So the tragedy that's been inflicted on Gaza is orders of magnitudes greater than October 7th. Even if you had the right, let's say, somebody broke onto your property and killed some of your family members and you want to go kill this guy. If he goes back to his apartment building and you know that there's women and children in that apartment building, and so your move is to blow up the building, what you would be charged with is murder in the first degree. Cold-blooded, premeditated, intentional murder. And you could sit there and tell the judge, I didn't want to kill all those people. Why would I want to kill all of those people? I just had to kill that one guy. But that's not what counts. You did it intentionally. You dropped a bomb knowing that there were women and children in that building. That is intentionally murdering innocent people. And if you're going to advocate for this war, so why can't you just say, yes, that price is acceptable? Because then we could have a real conversation about why the other side is going to look at you like a monster.
Now, I think basically they'd say, Your Honor, those weren't people. You know, they were Palestinian, right? Stream fart, Adam Putty, is the stream going okay? It's all looking good from my end. Right, what else have we got? I got a bunch of these clips. Why not?
The expert or
no, I think authority matters. I think authority
expert?
matters, and I think that if you just throw a lot of shit out there and then say, I'm not interested in the alternative views on this, and particularly when it's a counter-narrative that is wildly off. And when you get people... Look, I just feel... We should get it out straight away. I feel you've opened the door to quite a lot of people who've now got a big platform who have been throwing out counter-historical stuff of a very dangerous kind.
You mean Daryl? Are you talking about Daryl?
Daryl, who's the other one?
I don't think Daryl has...
Derek,
I don't think there's anything dangerous about
what's the
what
other guy? Derek...
Now, I mean, look, what he's basically saying, right, is that it's very, very dangerous to criticize the Jews and criticize Israel, right? That's what he's talking. That's what these dangerous ideas are, basically, right? You're not. I mean, I wish he would just bloody say it, but you're not allowed to say the dangerous idea because the idea itself is dangerous, right? It's like Voldemort. You're not allowed to speak it, right?
What's his name? Cooper, is it? Which one is it?
No, that's
Daryl
Daryl
Cooper.
Cooper. Who's the other one? There was one I just checked on the way here. Daryl Cooper, and then... Oh, yeah, Daryl Cooper, Ian Carroll. Look, these guys are not historians. They're not knowledgeable about anything.
No one's calling Ian Carroll
No,
a historian.
but then why listen to their views on Churchill?
Daryl is incredibly knowledgeable.
It's not.
It's just
he's not.
Yeah,
he's
he
not.
is.
He's
Why do you say
wildly... Several reasons. One is, when he was offered to debate the current greatest living...
View him as the chief villain is my hyperbolic, provocative statement. But
what's
Douglas,
the point of that?
Well, okay, but Pat Buchanan wrote an entire book on this. Is he not allowed? Is he not an expert? Is he not allowed to be
he's
interviewed?
certainly not an expert. He can be interviewed. I've watched Pat Buchanan debate. I watched Pat Buchanan debate against Churchill historians, and he was absolutely leveled because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
When did Pat Buchanan debate and get leveled?
About 20 years ago.
I'm just
He
curious.
debated against Andrew Roberts and several other historians at Intelligence Squared in London. I was there. He didn't know what he was talking about. He had a contrary view, and it was interesting and stimulating to hear. But if you only get the contrary view, which is isn't it fun if we all pretend Churchill was the bad guy of the 20th century? At some point, you're going to lead people down a path where they think that's the view.
Well, Douglas, why don't we look at this, right, without ideology? Why don't we just look at this dispassionately, shall we? Before World War II, under Churchill, right, England had an entire world empire, right? By prosecuting a war against the Germans, they lost the entirety of their empire, and it became the Americans who ruled the world instead of the British. Was this a price worth paying? Now, of course, from Douglas Murray's point of view, right, the answer is obviously yes, right? Because to protect the people that were being protected, anything is worth it, right? You could literally level the entire country to the ground as long as you protected those people, right? Any price worth paying. Doesn't matter how many people get killed, as long as it's not those people, obviously, right? So you can you can make a very, very good. I mean, look at what England is now, right? Like, but we did it for the right reasons. Yeah, but you still did it, didn't you?
And that's horse shit of the most profound kind.
I don't think that's what he's trying to do.
I think that's exactly what we're doing. And the problem is that because your own platform has come about because you're a very successful comedian and much more, and you do ask questions, and you are interested. But there are a lot of people who have come along, partly I think because they've come on this show, who have come along and they've decided, I can play this double game. On the one hand, I'm going to push really edgy and frankly sometimes horrific opinions. And then if you say that's wrong, they say, I'm
just asking questions, bro. Not like Douglas Murray, of course. He doesn't ask questions. Let's see, what else have we got? So a lot of people are basically saying that it looks like, Murray thought that this would be a slam dunk, right? Many people are also saying that Murray basically wanted to go on and shame Joe Rogan and be like, why haven't you had more Zionists on? Like, what are you, an anti-Semite or something? And then Rogan had Dave Smith on as well because Dave Smith knows a lot more about this, right? And if it had just been Rogan versus Murray, Rogan would have been like, well, I don't really know all of this. And Murray would have been like, oh, yes, of course you don't know, blah, blah, blah. This is very dangerous ideas that you're platforming. Now, I don't have the clip. I really should have the clip. I'm sorry. But there's one point basically where Murray's like, look, if you don't have the right expertise, you can't comment on these ideas. You haven't even been to Israel, bro, right? I was in Israel. I was like at the crossing, But it turns out that Murray has already dealt with this line of argumentation. And when it's against him, he's got no time for it.
Have you been to the crossing points? I really resent that form of argumentation. When were you last there at all?
Sure.
I really resent it. You should at least do the courtesy of visiting it. This is not an attractive invitation. I think it's a good idea to see stuff, particularly if you spend a career talking about something. I have the right to talk about whatever the hell I want. And no one's going to stop me or try to intimidate me. And I think that if I said to somebody else the other way around, it would be equally reprehensible. I have a journalistic rule of trying never to talk about a country even in passing unless I've at least been there. If I said, shut up, you have no right to criticize anything that Douglas Murray says because, hang on, you're talking about crossing points. And not only have you never been to a crossing point in either Egypt or in Israel, but you've never even been to the region. Okay. It's not an exact comparison, but seriously, is that a reasonable form of argument? No. In that case, nobody can talk about anything. We might as well pack up, go home, and isolate ourselves. If you're insisting that you're an expert of some kind, or not claiming you're an expert, but still talking about it, if you've never seen any of this going on. I mean, there are some people who've written about the Holocaust who didn't experience the Holocaust and have written about it better than people who did. But that is a different matter from spending an awfully long amount of time talking about an issue in a region you haven't even had the courtesy to visit whilst developing all of these views about it. This idea that the lived experience has to triumph over everything else is not always correct. Should at least know what it is, what the territory is, what the situation is in the region. So there's an irony to this, but let's skate over the irony.
Oh, goodness me. Douglas, don't you know the internet is forever, bro? Oh yeah, I think like we got some like funny stuff. Dude. Dave Smith did like a post-mortem. We've got oh yeah, this is pretty good.
Stop humming that song.
I can hum if I want to.
No, I know you can. I'm asking you to stop.
Well, if you're asking, then I'll stop.
Thank you. Could you not smile like that?
Now you're asking me to mask my emotions because of how it makes you feel? That I will not do.
Hey, guys, reminder. It's a bad time, Bob. All right. Oh, I don't like you. I think you're a fake cop. If we were in the wild, I would attack you. If I were a lion and you were a tuna, I would swim out in the middle of the ocean and freaking eat you.
A lion? Swimming in the ocean? Lions don't like water. If you'd placed it near a river or some sort of fresh water source, that makes sense. But you find yourself in the ocean, 20-foot waves, I'm assuming it's off the coast of South Africa, coming up against a full-grown 800-pound tuna with his 20 or 30 friends, you lose that battle. You lose that battle 9 times out of 10. And guess what? You've wandered into our school of tuna, and we now have a taste of lion. We've talked to ourselves. We've communicated and said, you know what? Lion tastes good. Let's go get some more lion. We've developed a system to establish a beachhead and aggressively hunt you and your family. And we will corner your pride, your children, your offspring.
How are you going to do that?
We will construct a series of breathing apparatus with kelp. We will be able to trap certain amounts of oxygen. It's not going to be days at a time, but an hour 45, no problem. That will give us enough time to figure out where you live, go back to the sea, get more oxygen, and then stalk you. You just lost your own game. You're outgunned and outmanned. Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
Oh, what else have I got? Oh, and then Donald Trump comes out and shills Murray's book on Truth Social. Oy vey. Wait, I'll play just a little bit of Dave Smith's post-mortem. We got a bit of time.
I left there with the feeling, I would say even a half hour in to the show, I think the reaction that we're getting, I've had a lot of debates where the reaction is overwhelmingly that I won the debate. In this particular case, it's just that he lost it. Like, it wasn't even that I beat him in the debate. He started out with a 40-minute struggle session for Joe Rogan that just contained probably the longest stretched logical fallacy I've ever seen anyone open a debate with. Just a naked appeal to authority, completely unclear with what he was saying. He came in, so in this struggle session with Joe Rogan, I couldn't make this up. This is barely before I presented any thought or argument or opinion. I think it was before that. He comes in with this long that is an appeal to authority, an appeal to expertise. You're having these non-experts talk about issues that experts should talk about. And I'm not saying they should be censored, and I'm not saying they shouldn't talk about it, but they're talking about it and they're acting like they're experts. How are they acting like they're experts? Because they're talking about it. And when they're talking about it, it was just the most ridiculous argument, the most pompous, elitist, but essentially telling the host of the show and the entire audience, your opinion doesn't matter. Like, it was just a strategy to me that was like, you want to make everyone think you're a pompous asshole? It was wild. In there, sandwiched in this appeal to expertise, he trashes Daryl Cooper and Ian Carroll, whose names he doesn't even know, and admits that he's never consumed any of their material before. Yet he's trashing them and then claiming that you can only talk about these issues if you have expertise. Then when he's asked, does he have expertise? He goes, well, in some things. Do you talk about things you don't have expertise in? Yeah, all the time I talk about things I don't have expertise in. Okay, well, why can you do that? Oh, you're not even understanding my point. It was just like the most wild thing. And it just became clear as the show went on that Douglas Murray came to do anything but debate me.
Yeah, basically. Right. So that's all. Yep, so, that's basically a summary. It's time for some cringe now, bros. Get your super chats in. I know you wanna support your local streamer. Right. Babe, please stop shit posting. You're not a niche internet micro celebrity. My 6 followers need me. Yes, they do. All 6 of you. I love you all. Oh my God. So, this has been doing the rounds. Reform had like a thing in some town in the UK. There was like a deaf lady who couldn't speak very well. And one of the basically said to someone like, speak English. It's a hate crime.
You may have filmed some of this interaction with the mayor. No? Because if you do, that would be really handy for us. But apparently during some conversations between yourself, apparently you have alleged, we weren't here, so I don't know you've said it, but you've alleged to say, speak English, or what's that effect?
Speak clearly.
Speak clearly.
No,
okay.
the gentleman's partially deaf.
Yeah, he can speak clearly.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even hear him.
No, and that's fine, and that's why we've just come to speak, because potentially someone could perceive that as a hate crime.
Did we just know this was going to happen?
No, I know. People, if someone says to me, officer, I believe this, then we need to look at it, because someone's potentially reporting to me a hate crime.
Yeah, so, in case you couldn't hear that, because I can't bump the volume up higher, basically the officer came by and was like, it could be a hate crime that you told someone they need to speak English. The cops were called, by the way, by the Tory mayor of Wisbech. So, this is where we're at, bros. We now have a legal regime and people are using it for political gain. Imagine my shock, bros. I don't know what the fuck this even is.
Hey, look, G. I told you from the beginning it can get like this. Diamond on my neck and I couldn't collect. On my mother, I came up, put it in the y'all got the key to success. Rich, she, just by the truck, big pole out, yeah. Whole crew, much span work, got this shit done quit. Hey, look, G.
What the actual fuck is that? Is that how you speak after like 5 Xanax or something? 5 Xanax and a bottle of lean. Oh my God, man. Some footage from the Tesla protests. This is pretty funny.
This is the Tesla protest in New York City. We got the Tesla dealership down here in the meatpacking industry, bro, where I used to go to nightclubs and rail lines as a young 15-year-old in New York. And now I'm here to buy my first car. There's a line? Is this everyone in line to buy a car right now?
No, they're...
Now I'm going to skip forward a bit on this because it's 5 minutes and it gets better towards the end.
No, you're stopping people buying electric cars right now.
Protesting you because you're doing this for ego as opposed to for America, and that sucks.
Do you like that his factory is in America?
Do you like that you're a fucking prick?
What? I'm just asking if you like the fact that his factory is in America.
He got $80 billion in government aid.
Yeah.
So I'd rather he built them offshore and didn't get the $80 billion.
He got $80 billion in government aid, and I just got AIDS, bro.
Donald Trump! Donald Trump!
You know he wouldn't hear that with shit in my mouth? Oh, what's going on over here? Can I get a heck yeah?
Heck yeah!
Heck yeah. Fuck off. It's on pegging.
Wait, pegging like fucking someone in the ass?
Yeah.
Well, no, have you tried?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, okay.
We have to make him aware he cannot interfere in government and in our lives by dismantling government because of his wealth.
Who has more money, the Democrats or the Republicans?
In terms of individuals or the party?
The party.
I would say with Elon Musk, it's the Republicans.
Well, you know that the Democrats spent twice as much as the Republicans did in the last election?
I don't believe that's true. You have that much money, and you are changing elections by supporting certain candidates and offering vast amounts of money to people.
No, but if
he
the
put $250 billion into Trump's...
$250 billion.
$250 billion.
Y'all defended the fort. Let's go. Stock prices are up. Trust fund is up. Thanks to NYPD. Let's go. How's dating in New York City?
I've been celibate for a while now. I don't...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What informed that decision?
Just kind of got fed up with men and the misogyny, and the hookup culture here is super crazy.
One thing I know for reals, man, if you're here on a Saturday, you ain't day trading and getting prepared for Monday to check your technical charts. Did you have fun, though?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I was at a protest, it didn't turn out too well.
What happened?
I got arrested.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you protesting?
There was a Trump rally near my school. I was counter-protesting with my friends, and we got arrested.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, sure, totally.
You look back on it fondly?
No.
I do love the police, but I'm sorry that happened.
Oh, you love the police. You look like a type of person that would love the police, yeah.
Yeah. Am I attractive?
No. Sorry. A little Aryan, I think. The blue eyes are super.
To everyone watching today, my heart goes out to you.
All right, what else have we got? Fucking WHO are still banging on about the pandemic treaty. They reckon they've nearly got it signed.
As you may know, WHO's member states are meeting in Geneva today for the rest of this week for the final time to negotiate and hopefully conclude the pandemic agreement. The pandemic agreement aims to address the weaknesses exposed by the COVID-19 pandemic and the lessons it taught us. In 2021, we launched the mRNA Technology Transfer Program in South Africa, which is now sharing technology from its base in South Africa with a network of 15 partner countries for joining.
I'll be keeping an eye on this, bros. When they get it passed, I'll let you know. Right, a bit of an infomercial for you all here. I thought this was pretty good.
If monkeys have one banana, banana rare, banana valuable. But if monkeys grow more bananas, banana become common, banana not as valuable. Demand pull inflation. If monkeys demand more banana, but banana farmer makes same amount, banana price go up because banana more rare. Cost push inflation. If banana demand is the same, but banana farmer have less banana to sell, banana price go up because banana become more rare. Production cost inflation. Monkey buys banana. Monkey eat banana. Life is good. Monkey tell monkey friends about banana store. Monkeys buy all the bananas. Banana farmer has to plant more banana tree, but banana seed become more expensive. So, banana farmer raise price of banana to cover costs. Monetary inflation. If banana demand is the same and banana supply is the same, but monkeys have more leaves than usual to buy banana price go up because now leaves are not worth as much as before. Hyperinflation. Price of banana goes up, so monkey government decides to create more leaves so monkeys can afford banana. So monkeys buy more banana, but banana price goes up to keep up with banana demand. So monkey government creates more leaves, but price of banana goes up to keep up with more demand. So monkey government creates more leaves. But price of banana goes up. So monkey government creates more leaves. This is getting ridiculous. Eventually, monkey government burns all the leaves and starts making sticks its new currency. Inflation is not necessarily bad for monkey. If monkey's amount of leaves goes up at the same rate as price of banana, monkey happy. If monkey's amount of leaves goes up but banana price stays the same, monkey rich as fuck. If monkey's leaves stay the same but banana price go up, monkey poor, monkey sad. Monkey is all of us. To avoid inflation, monkey should invest banana, as this will grow more banana with time. Sometimes inflation can get really bananas.
I thought that was pretty good. Look at this shit.
Sometimes you see a guy who's clean shaven on the streets, and I'm looking at this guy, I'm talking to him, and in my head I'm thinking, like, he looks so pretty, I don't know if he's a girl. I don't know if you're a boy or a girl. Have you ever been in that situation where you're chatting to someone? I'm looking at this guy like, bro, really, I don't know if you're a woman or not. And you might, like, should I lower my gaze? I'm confused sometimes. But sometimes I'll be lowering my gaze in front of men. Not because, you're getting attracted or catch a feeling. No, a'udhu billah. But the point I'm making is that just generally we're supposed to lower our gaze in front of women. So, brothers, come on. Like, honestly, sometimes I think if you put a hijab on this guy, and you see Akhi and clean shit, you say, if you put a hijab on him, he will look like a sister. And that's not me making fun or anything, but it's just to say, come on, like that's something quite serious, no? Like if we're living in a day and age when everyone's sexuality and everything's becoming confused, and people are starting to slip up, and it's a big problem, and you can lead you into major sins. Be very firm in what it means to be a man, rujula, manhood. You should know what it is and emanate it.
Abdul, you gay. Right, we got some funny video. This is hilarious, and also I really feel for this poor girl.
I have a gun. Oh, good God. I have a gun. I have a gun. Oh my God, it's...
That's some bad Tourette's, man. Now, I have managed to obtain a leaked video from the secret Joe Rogan episode. Bros, you will be the first to see it through my incredible Illuminati contacts. Enjoy.
We have the legend in our studio today. Fentanyl George, what's your dream?
Thank you, Joe Rogan, for hosting me. I have a very big dream, Joe. One day, I want to start breathing.
Truly inspired. Can't wait to see the whole episode, bro. This is just really weird.
Do you have any Sprudelwasser? Have you finished your recycling? Do you want to go on a hike with me? You are late for your appointment at the Ausländerbehörde. I have reported you for being too loud on a Sunday. I have prepared a large amount of Blutwurst and Sulze for you. If you don't eat it, it will hurt my feelings. Let's go cycling, only 2,000 kilometers, one way. Have you made sport today? Have you practiced your German today? Wir müssen mehr Deutsch reden. There's a phone call waiting for you. It sounds important, but they don't speak English. I set out some white socks with Birkenstock for you. We should go rent a garden together and plant a Bavarian flag in it and criticize the neighboring garden's grill. Hurry up, we have to go to a screening of Das Boot.
Man, that is fucking legit creepy. Right, we got some funny videos that Sades Hapiente sent me. Thanks, Sades.
Good evening! I just arrived at Coachella, a festival where once a year an ocean of blue-haired communist addicts get together to watch their drug dealers perform. I just saw Billie Eilish, a bad who turns human just to play music, and when she's done, she goes backstage and hangs upside down from her ceiling just to fall asleep again. People here are actually quite nice. I was hungry, and a group of youngsters brought me a sandwich. I said, yes, please, I'm famished. It was actually quite crunchy. I don't exactly know what was in it. I didn't have time to ask them. I get my asshole tickled by a flamingo. Meryl Streep swimming in a pool of Tropicana. Vern Troyer's head of the CIA.
Bruh. We just stuck a bruh. This is good.
Hey, you know what? I've been watching. You've been eating a lot of me, much more than me. This is not fair. This is not fair.
What are you talking about, dude? This is hot pot, like we share.
No. This is not hot pot. I'm the boss, right? You've taken a lot of advantage of me. This is a huge disaster, a total imbalance. I can't let it happen anymore.
Right. This is...
I have to stop it.
All right, this is the last plate of our meat. I mean, I don't...
That's the last plate,
well,
right?
I'm pretty full anyways. How about you take 6 slices and I take 4?
No, I take 9, you take 1. I'm the boss, I make the rule. Stop bargaining with me.
I don't have time for this. How about you take 7 and I take 3?
No, that's it. Lover, go hijack. Give me all the pepper. Give me all the pepper. Thank you. What about now?
What about now? You know I can't handle spice.
If I don't get most of it, you get none of it.
Well, this is not even emotional damage.
I know you don't use spice.
It's actual damage.
I know.
And
You can't handle spice.
I don't eat spice, but you know what? I'd rather ruin the meal than letting you win. That's my philosophy, right?
All right.
You know what? You're done. You're done. We're finished.
Well, like,
no
none of
more
us
food
get in.
for you. Let's go. Let's go. Labar, Maidan. Maidan. Check, please. Check.
Where's Ryan?
Hey, can I take this to go, please? Tabao. Hey, the tabao. We don't waste food, eh? We don't waste food.
It's a good Trump impression. All right, what's this?
Men only want one thing, and it's not money, it's not power, it's...
It's the most American thing I've ever seen. God bless you, bros. Right, what's this?
My name's Clark, and I'm the editor who cuts out scenes from Hollywood movies for the China releases. Clip that out. Whether that be an LGBTQ kiss, something a little too diverse, they would not want that. Anything encouraging protesting or overtly sexual. And once I'm able to isolate those scenes, I put them in a bin right here. Gay scenes. And then I'm able to use those exact sections of the films to create little promos for social media celebrating the communities we've just extracted from the China releases. For example, I just removed all of the gay kiss scenes from Bohemian Rhapsody. That was a big no-go for China. Back in for the China release. And the Star Wars lesbian kiss scene, of course. And I was able to use both of those scenes for my Love is Love compilation for the studio's Pride Month social. I'm sort of like a utility player for some of these studios. Look, on the topic of Star Wars, I was doing the graphics recently. See, I had two different posters here. So what I did was I was able to isolate the black actor in the American version. We're able to make John substantially smaller here. And then I was also able to take that isolated photo for a We Celebrate Diversity social media post that we're working on here in America.
Work smarter, not harder. I like it. This is really cool. I thought that totally slaps. So, yeah, my mind when receiving verbal instructions, pretty much. Right, cute animal videos time. Monkey.
Hey! Wait! Hold on! I'm coming! Oh, wait! I'm coming!
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. So this is the new mean spot, huh? A little less cozy than last time. That's all right. You know what they say about concrete in the jungle? That's what dreams are made of. I don't know whose dreams, though. Definitely not mine. My dreams got a little more chaos, mayhem, sentient robots taking over the world, macro dose, no turn of my days. You know how it is. Jerry.
Oh, dude, no way. You got one of these here? Dude. Oh, watch my step. Go gadget. Disproportionately long arms. Dude. Jackpot.
Hold her steady. Steady. Clean break. Patience is a virtue, you know. I have no idea what these are, but I do know that I love them in my mouth. So you just take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then you just shove it in. Oh, baby. That's the real deal. Mom's gone. Sorry, bro. I gotta go. See you next time.
Oh, mate, this is great. I think we've got a couple of these. Thanks, Sedis.
Can you please stop shining that light in my face? I've had a rather long day, and I would appreciate some relaxation.
Guys, I really don't like this. Can you please... Oh, don't touch me! Don't touch me! Stop touching me! Stop touching me! Please, stop! Oh, okay, you guys happy now? Can you put me back in my natural habitat? You get your stupid Instagram Snapchat video? Oh, I feel bloated. Do I look bloated? Oh, she's touching me again. Ain't that nice? Remember that time I told you not to touch me?
How do you tickle a fish?
Stop.
Welcome, friend.
Bro. Right. Cats. Somebody booby trap the water. Right. Ah, this is cute.
No, she looks pathetic, like she's shivering and she wants to get out, but watch what she makes me do. It's still a bit too cold for me, so I am not going in the pool. Come on out, Grace. Come on. I'll help you. Come on. And then she does this because she wants me to get in the pool with her. Come on out, Grace. You've been in there for a while. It's time to get out. Come on. Come on. Come on, Gracie.
Oh, dude. More doggos.
A rare sighting of a golden retriever in its natural habitat. Some toes, as you can see, is a very docile creature.
What are you doing?
I'm doing a documentary about
No,
it.
I mean, like, why are you talking like that?
Oh, because this is the voice for all good animal documentaries.
Okay.
He goes in for the kill.
Dude, stop.
And then releases gas.
Oh, dude.
Since it's Holy Week, this one's for you guys. No demons in that cat. Right. What else we got?
Nowhere.
Paper is hard. Right, and some cute animal videos to finish off, bros.
Would need each other. Milo and Otis became best friends.
That's weird that the music finished early. Get your editing skills up, random Instagrammer. Cute cat. Who's going to get 1 million views on Instagram? You are. Yes, you are. Oh, I love golden retrievers.
Marshall. What did you do? Marshall.
Bruh. And a final cute animal video of the night. This is adorable.
Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
God, I gotta watch that again.
Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
And that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. No Discord and Dragons for me tonight, but you should definitely go watch it. I will be back on Thursday for Habbening TV and Empire of Lies. Let's say goodbye to everyone in the chat on Rumble. Ratfun King, Sede Sapiente, Yiz the Eunuch, Ivan the Horrible, Captain Crisps, Cthulhu Loves You. Who else we got? I know like Fox was here as well. Good to see you, Fox. Mark Suze. I know Wyatt's Torch was in there. The Texas Man. Thanks for Super Chat, mate. Who else have we got? I think that's everybody. On YouTube, we have Cyber Chat Internal Affairs. Good to see you, man. Ardent Party. 007. Budgie Burger. Sorry to hear about your girlfriend, Budgie Burger. Bas Klutvike. Robert Verlinden. LLLL. Otto Stormhart. Anybody else? I think that's everybody. If there's anyone I forgot, my apologies. Simon JJ, of course. Good to see you, Simon. Victorian Time Traveller, Evil Author 1776. I think that's everybody. Apologies if I missed anyone. And on Odyssey, we have MK. Good to see you, MK. Hope you're doing well, mate. Is there anyone else on Odyssey? No, I think it's just MK. And thank you to all the lurkers and stuff. I will see you all Thursday. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.